Every couple aspires to have a wonderful marriage, but it requires mutual effort and maintenance from both partners. Unfortunately, some individuals view marriage as a master-servant relationship, expecting the other to conform to certain expectations. When one party becomes overly submissive, allowing themselves to be led astray by the other, the marriage dynamic becomes dysfunctional, and such unions are unlikely to last. In some cases, they may even lead to mutual harm. This article narrates the story of Mr. Lee, a divorced man, who, due to his introverted nature and work commitments, had never been in a romantic relationship until last year when his family arranged a marriage for him. However, after tying the knot, he and his wife constantly argued over trivial matters. Despite cherishing the hard-won love, Mr. Lee always chose to endure, unaware that his tolerance was being misconstrued as indulgence. Even though he had shown utmost respect in various aspects of their lives, expecting reciprocal understanding, he was blindsided by his wife's betrayal. Mr. Lee met his ex-wife, Seoyun, through a family arrangement. He was instantly captivated by her beauty, tall stature, and fair complexion, his ideal type. During their courtship, he treated her with extraordinary care and unquestionable devotion. Seoyun, in turn, became highly dependent on him. She once told him that every woman desires to be a princess, and he was the prince who pampered her like one. However, after marriage, Mr. Lee discovered Seoyun's flaws and realized that the dynamics of love and marriage are indeed distinct. While he had showered her with love, care, and protection during their courtship, the reality of being together revealed the challenges. Seoyun continued to exhibit her quirks and lived in her own world, initially perceived as cute but gradually becoming a source of tension. Mr. Lee found himself being led by her, with his focus shifting from his own life to serving her silently. He endured while she continued to demand, assuming it was her entitlement, until the breaking point when Seoyun cheated. This realization prompted Mr. Lee to leave Seoyun and start anew. Through his story, we understand that marital compromise requires joint effort and cannot be one-sided. If one party becomes excessively submissive and is led by the other, the marriage becomes dysfunctional. To have a fulfilling marriage, both partners need mutual understanding, care, and collaborative effort in its maintenance. The narrative continues with Mr. Lee's emotional turmoil upon discovering Seoyun's infidelity. Heartbroken and devastated, he confronted Seoyun, who shamelessly admitted her actions, blaming Mr. Lee for not being good enough. Feeling trapped in endless suffering, Mr. Lee questioned the worthiness of his sacrifices for the marriage and love. He started to reflect on his life, realizing that self-love is crucial and that one should not build their happiness solely on someone else's approval. This introspection led him to reevaluate the one-sided sacrifices he had made and whether they were truly worthwhile. Mr. Lee's good friend shared a photo of Seoyun with another man, intensifying his feelings of anger and betrayal. Despite the urge to believe the photo immediately, Mr. Lee understood the importance of verifying such evidence. Determined to teach Seoyun a lesson, he installed a tracking app on her phone and discovered her regular visits to a specific hotel for several hours each day. Investigating further, he caught her in the act with the other man. Confronting Seoyun, he highlighted the irony of her accusation about his lack of romantic gestures, considering the financial and emotional sacrifices he had made. Exposing their intimate photo in the family group chat, Mr. Lee left the hotel without mercy. The revelation of Seoyun's infidelity brought shame to her in front of the family, leading to her parents disowning her. Ultimately, Mr. Lee and Seoyun ended their marriage. Through this painful experience, Mr. Lee demonstrated that being soft-spoken does not equate to being a pushover. Marriage requires mutual understanding, care, and respect, rather than one-sided indulgence. When boundaries are crossed, each partner has a role in upholding the dignity of the relationship. This story serves as a reminder that successful marriages demand joint effort and maintenance from both parties.